Hey there, you may be watching this on YouTube, but we are going to be starting in about 8 minutes. And we are going to be covering everything you need to know about branding and developing a standalone brand. So I am super, super excited. And again, we have about 7 minutes until we get started. So if you are with us live, we'd like to welcome you. And feel free to send us an email or a message or just comment on the bottom of this video any questions that you may be having. This is a absolutely complimentary webinar. We're giving away information that is worth thousands and thousands of dollars, but we want to just give back to the business community that has allowed us to build businesses in 9 different countries, that has allowed us to build a network, to release a book. So I'm really, really excited for you. And many of you don't know me because you're watching this on an online platform that you probably just got notified with. But I want you to know I am absolutely accessible, reachable. You can, again, send us a comment. You can even text us. We'll give our information immediately after this webinar. But again, this is absolutely complimentary, and it is generic information that has helped us to build businesses in 9 different countries and allowed us to have the market share that we have in the marketing and consulting space. So I'm really, really excited for you. And whether you are a traditional business owner, whether you are an e-marketer, whether you are an affiliate marketer, network marketer, whether you have an idea of a book, whether you want to be a private coach, whether you want to be a public speaker, motivational speaker, whatever you're passionate about, we have something here for you. And again, the information that you're going to be empowered with has allowed us to have a lifestyle that my wife and I have designed over the last few years. And, we're home. We work from home. We enjoy what we do, and we work with the masses in different parts of the world. So, again, congratulations on your decision. We will be starting in just about 6 minutes. So we'll be hanging with you in a little bit. See you in a minute. Hey again, just checking in. We have about 4 minutes until we get started into this global webinar. Again, if you are watching this on the live YouTube platform or you're watching this on a replay, just understand it is crucial for you to take some notes. It is crucial for you and to your success that you understand this is going to be a lot of information. So whatever your business circumstance or situation is, it's going to take you more than just one webinar, but this will absolutely get you on the right track. We're going to spend about an hour and 15 minutes, unless you have questions at the end of the webinar itself. And I'm really, really excited for you to kind of share that journey with us and allow us to just put a little bit of an influence and an impact in your business. So we will be starting in just about 3 minutes. So go ahead, grab your notepad, grab a pen, get yourself some water, and leave it next to you. Use the bathroom if you have to right now, because this is going to be an hour and 15 minutes of the best content you've ever put your hand onto. And guess what? Congratulations, because it is absolutely complimentary. We'll start in about 2 minutes. Hey again, Ali here. Just giving you one last minute heads up before we get this party started. And just some housekeeping rules. Just if you look on the right side, there's a little bit of a chat box. I just wrote good morning in it. You can actually, throughout this webinar, type comments or even questions that I can come back to at the end of the webinar itself. Because I understand there will be a lot of information. Some of you may have some questions, and I want to make sure that I invest as much time in you as possible to answer any questions that you may actually have. And it looks like it is the top of the hour just about now, and we're going to get this party started. And I'm really, really excited for you, and I want to welcome you from wherever you are around the world. We have different individuals throughout the whole time. I see here Miguel, New Jersey, Pip, UK, Clee from PA, Jason from New England, Junior from New York, actually, or Chicago, either or. I don't know which Junior this is. Chris Bryan from New York, Kamo from Connecticut. Thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations. I know it's your daughter's birthday today, Kamo, so I'm glad you have given us an hour and 15 minutes of your time. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. And I'm really, really excited for all of you. Again, this is going to be generic information about what we have done over the last 9 years to create a network in 9 different countries, to create a host of companies, products, and services that have allowed us to monetize and have a lifestyle that we can design ourselves. And now we're passing it all on to you, whether you are a traditional business owner, whether you are someone who is just focused on building your own brand, or you have a product or service that you own completely, and you want to find a way to brand yourself. You want to find a way to have a message that people come to you. Because here's what I'll tell you, and as of recently as last Thursday, we had the Network Marketing Magazine reach out to us, which they have 500,000 subscribers, and say, we would like for you to be a contributor and official author of our magazine. And every single month, we're going to have an article in there. And obviously, from an exposure standpoint, you can imagine how empowering that is. So that's why I highly recommend to everybody, consider having a brand that is a standalone, that no one can compete with, a message that only you have. And you're going to have people coming to you. You're going to have individuals, prospects, customers, and companies and publications coming to you and saying, hey, we want to do business with you. So if you don't mind, just do me a favor on that comment box on the side and let me know have the proper exposure itself. And if the sound and vocals are okay, if you can just write right here if you can hear me okay. I would certainly appreciate it. Anybody? Sounds good. All right, awesome. Thank you, Mike. Mike from PA joined us as well. Awesome, awesome. Do you see the infinite screen as well? The screen share? I know you have a little bit of a delay. Yes, awesome. And then one last piece. You should be seeing my slides moving. You see the slides moving? All right, looks like it's a party, and let's get this party started. So we're going to talk today about becoming an attraction machine and how we were able to develop a brand that we have right now, and how you can take these strategies and the philosophy that we've used, and you can implement it and definitely utilize it for your own process, your own company, your own service, or whatever you have going on. So the question is, why are you here? Why are you giving us an hour and 15 minutes of your time? Well, probably because you need a brand that is established. You need to increase sales. That's pretty much that's an obvious one. You want to automate. You want to outsource, and that allows you to be so much more productive. You want to create the right strategic partnership where you have somebody who's just as invested in your success as you are in your own, and someone that actually has what you want and gets you there. Marketing online and offline, it is two different things, and marketing on its own is a language. Marketing is not a process, it's an actual language. That's why you see every commercial, every ad that you see on your own television, it speaks to a different audience with a different language. Differentiation, I can guarantee you right now, if we Google your profession or your company or your product or whatever it is that you're doing, I can guarantee you that I will find hundreds of people who are already doing it, and some of them are actually taking your customers as we speak right now. And then more importantly, you want to have a successful exit strategy. See, most people kind of get caught in that growth process and a little bit of momentum, but then they start increasing the amount of effort, which is the right thing to do. But unfortunately, what happens, they end up getting caught there. I know a few individuals that are making $1 million a month, $500,000 a month, but guess what? They are doing home meetings every single night, twice a night. They're working Sunday nights, they're working Saturday in trainings, and they're giving their life away. I don't think that's the whole idea behind created financial freedom, to be slave to working. The idea is to create something that will outwork you instead of you outworking it. And obviously a successful exit strategy, which we're going to talk about, will help you understand that. Now, let's go ahead and give you a little bit of a disclaimer. We will not be giving any tax or legal advice. The material that will be shared with you here today is documented with 9+ years experience, successful experience, might I add, that we believe that has created a little bit of a positivity in our lifestyle. Results obviously will vary and will be based on you applying the steps of success that you'll be exposed to today. And remember, as I said before, if you weren't on yet, it's not going to be just one webinar for you to be successful. The webinar is going to spark the right process. The webinar is going to give you the right strategies, the right bullet points where you need to adjust a little bit. But just like a gym, it's not because you go in and register or sign up for a gym that all of a sudden you're going to lose the weight and become, healthy. It's a process, but this will start it for you today. So a little bit about our story and how we got to where we got. Obviously, like everybody else, I did have a 9 to 5 or a 6 a.m. to a 10 p.m. or sometimes 6 to midnight. I worked 90 hours a week in a restaurant space, which I love cooking. I still do. I love restaurants. It just did not like the fact that it was impacting my relationship. My wife and I were struggling in our marriage because I was always working, and I've done it twice in my marriage where I ended up focusing more on working than why I was working for it, right? And I had to make a decision on looking for something different, changing the course of our lifestyle, and needed to focus on making sure that I don't lose my relationship. And what ended up happening, we encountered network marketing. That was our option of getting out. Some people go for a traditional business, some people get a side job, whatever it is. For us, I didn't have a choice because of the amount of hours I work. So network marketing, I could design around us. And we ended up building enough of a following and a business base with it that it allowed us to not only get out, but open some traditional businesses, taxi companies, legal services, even a deli. And as great as that was, we've made so many mistakes, and we learned the hard way that, sometimes you have to have a business plan, which I will save you all those hurdles by the information I'm going to share with you today. We were even able to train tens of thousands of individuals. We've closed national conventions. We even were featured on the #1 podcast on iTunes for business, MLM Nation, and even released our own book called The Lion Network Marketer, which sold in international markets in the thousands, which we were very, very excited about. And it told us that we had a purpose and a message to give out to the world. We even launched a host of platforms and programs and shows and podcasts so we can touch different spaces and different areas of the business world. And it would not have been possible had we not built an actual brand. This is why I am a firm believer, unless you have an identifying identity in the business world, you are nothing but another salesperson of your own product or service or company, whatever it is. It's just simple as that. And I don't mean to be offensive in here. I hope that you are mature enough in the business world that you understand the language that I'm utilizing is not to offend you, but to actually spark a reality check. Okay? Now, we've worked with different companies, such as Brian Service Companies, which actually Brian Service Companies is one of our private coaching clients that, went from the traditional network marketing professional journey to identifying that maybe there's a bigger, better calling, and he, he's not out of the network marketing space or against it. He just realized that he can do so much more and be much more productive with what he's passionate about, to the point that he started having his own consultation clients. He started doing different speaking engagements, all about customer satisfaction. We're excited that we had a little bit to do with his success. We've worked with Code Green Solar, which is a $78 million company on annual revenue, that have hired us to build for them an affiliate program, that have hired us to utilize our techniques and strategies and philosophies. And by month 2, we started increasing their revenue by $1 million a month. And that was something that was validation to us, and we were absolutely excited about. True Power Energy is another company we've worked with. It is a solar and related services company. And what ended up happening, it was an idea. It wasn't even an established company and or brand. And again, we've partnered up with them for a short period of time. We've consulted, helped them out, educated on how we build an affiliate program. We ended up even helping them out in other spaces as well, but they're doing very, very well right now. And again, we're excited that we had a little bit to do with their process. Train for Life is another company that we're proud that, again, it was an idea, a thought. It's actually a friend and a business colleague, Vanessa Jackson, from California. And again, she focuses on the 5 pillars of life. And it was just, hey, here's what I want to do. And now it has become a fruitful business that is literally paying month in and month out. Now, you can be next on whatever that is. But again, you realize they all have a brand. They all have an identity. They all have something that they realize for themselves. So how to turn your brand into an established name? Some steps is, 1, follow other successful individuals or brands. Literally. I mean, I went to the people that I admired. I sent emails to Tony Robbins, to Bob Proctor, just randomly. I said, what if they respond to me? Eric Worre, what if they respond? And I got Eric Worre specifically, I got emails with advice and what I should do and what I should do it and so on and so forth. Ask if they can mentor you. Many successful people out there, maybe they can't just simply focus on you because they obviously have things that they do for their businesses, but maybe they can give you 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Maybe they can send you a newsletter or add you in their platforms so you can get that coaching that you actually need. And again, just go for that person that has what you want and ask, hey, can you mentor me? Can you coach me? Can you put me in your shadow, right? Create a monthly budget to invest in your education. This is so, so important. If you are not investing in your education, you're definitely stopping the process of growth. And if you yourself are not growing, your value decreases and diminishes in the eyes of your audience. Register your business name, get your tax ID and a business account to operate as a business. Because if you're not operating as a business, it's nothing but a hobby. You want to protect yourself. You want to be compliant. And again, it is the very first step of operating like a business. Folks, you need to hire a business coach or a consultant. Short-term, long-term, whatever works for you, 1 hour. Just make sure you have someone that, again, has done what you want to do and say, hey, can you give me an hour? Can you give me 3 weeks? Can you give me whatever it is that meets your budget or standards in order for you to have an actual third party expert that will give you their outside perspective? Because whatever you're looking at, it doesn't matter how ugly it looks. And I'm talking here by experience. I used to think I had it all figured out. And then we hired Bob Heilig in 2016, and I realized how much I knew nothing about what I was doing. And then we did it again now in 2017. And thank God for our decisions, because it has been the best thing that we've ever done. So why register an actual business? Well, very simple. You own it and everything that is in it. Some of you may know me and may know my story. I've been it's from January of 2015 until as recently as 3 months ago, I was part of 3 network marketing companies. Nothing against network marketing companies. I love network marketing. I'm an advocate. I made my name in network marketing. But 3 companies that have changed the course of business. One has terminated the network. The next one had compliance issues and had issues with the FTC. And the third one started grabbing my coaching stuff from my website and attempted to resell it to the field, and it ended up being a legal issue. So guess what? Had I not have my name, my brand, I would not have been able to protect my name, and I would not be able to protect my reputation and keep my business growing. I could go to any business, any product, but it all falls down under the umbrella of Madawi Enterprise. So I own it, and no one can take it away from me. The next thing is that you can build a true brand around it. Think about any brand you can think of. They add different products and services all the time, right? I mean, Elon Musk started with, one area, all of a sudden got into cars. Now he's in space, then he's in solar batteries. Guess what? You can create a true brand and a movement around it if you have an identity. But if you don't have an identity, you're freestyling it. You're just playing on the shadow of somebody else. Write-off advantages. Obviously, this is a self-explanatory one. As soon as you own that corporation and an established brand, you can document so you can stay compliant and obviously increase your write-off advantages. The very first step into taking your business from the living room, when you have that idea, that drawing board, right, to a major multi-million-dollar national or international company, guess what? You have to actually establish yourself as a registered business, so you operate as one. Now, what do you think? There are many reasons, and to each one of you, you're going to have a different number one. But what do you think that reason why people don't invest in themselves? Because many people have different ones, and I'll share with you there are 3 major ones, but you may find number one out of these 3. Well, one, some people say, Ali, you don't understand. I don't have money. I can't afford it. I don't have money, right? That's the obvious one that everybody goes to. And I'm here to tell you that's not necessarily true. It's you don't know how to manage your money to make it work for you. That's a value, a real statement. But to say I don't have money, I don't agree with that. The next thing is I don't have time. Again, all that tells me is I don't manage my time right. We all have the same 24 hours. We all have the same exact time. So why are some making it? And the funny thing is, the more businesses or the more successful an entrepreneur, the more busy they are. But for some reason, the more they manage it. I will show you how you can manage that. And last but not least is I don't have the right people around me to get me to where I need to go. You got sloppy hands, people who really don't either know what they're talking about or have separate agendas or simply just have not gotten that experience. See, I've had some great network marketing professionals that I've worked with that I've looked up to, but they couldn't get me past just building a network. They couldn't get me past just growing an actual, brand, that vision that I had, that dream of mine. So I had to start looking for someone who had what I wanted. And that's when, again, we hired our coach. So as of right now, no more excuses. You can no longer say anything about, I don't have time, I don't have money, I don't have the right leadership or following or whatever it is, because I'm going to show you exactly what we have done to overcome exactly these 3 killers of your brand. So 4 questions, and please write this down because this is an important piece. 4 questions to create your business identity. The number 1 question is this: what is your vision? For the next 12 to 24 months, what is your vision? See, the problem is many people don't see your vision. What I mean by that, I'll give you an analogy. Let's just say there's this huge tunnel, and on the other side of the tunnel, there's something great. There's whatever it is that that promised land that we are looking for. But you're telling me, hey, just follow me. I'm going to get into this dark alley. Just don't worry. We'll get there. If I don't see your vision, guess what I'm doing the whole time? I'm like scared and hesitating and kind of like hoping that I don't hit something or nothing comes out and bites me, right? Because that's what happens with your prospects. They don't see your vision, so therefore they are hesitant on joining you on your journey. They're scared of failing with you. They're scared of not getting there. So you have to be able to articulate your vision to the masses. Write it down. If I can't see your vision, I am not going to go with you. Straight up. So you have to be able to articulate that. The next question that you have to be able to answer to build your business identity: what culture are you building? Think about Apple. I went to the Apple store 3 days ago, and I mean, I literally felt like all of a sudden I'm in a genius world, right? They even call their tables Genius Bar. You know, I'm like, wow, look at these guys. Like, they're all smart, they're all geeky. But guess what? The reality is they were just trained and taught, but they were given a specific way of doing certain things, that they attracted a specific network, a specific culture. So what culture do you want to attract? See, if you understand that, you're going to know your demographic. So that way you are no longer wasting your resources, your time and energy on the wrong audience, on the wrong network, on the wrong networking event, on the wrong people. Because here's what I do know. I can tell you right now who's hungry. You all are going to say yes. But if I say who eats frogs, I lose half of the audience. So most of you are going and saying frogs, 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 while most people are not eating it. So you have to identify your culture itself in order for you to build the right one. Next is, what problems is your business solving? If your business is not solving a problem that no one else is solving, might I add, you're going to struggle in a major, major way. I speak 5 international languages, and I can create a customized system for each individual and or company we work with. Very rarely you will find that, and that includes the budgets. So that is something that only I can solve, right? Not many people can do that in 5 different languages. So what problem can your business and only your business solve? What issue are you solving? So you have to ask yourself a question around that product, that service, or whatever that vision is. What problem am I really solving? Last but not least is, what is your budget? You have to have a business budget. I don't care if it's $100, $200, $300 a month or $1 million a month, whatever. You have to have a budget. See, the majority of you will go to, and again, I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, because I've done this myself. I would go to, the Association of Network Marketing professional event or GoPro or something like that, and then I hear, we're going to be giving away blah, 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 that's worth $10,000 at only $1,000. And I'm like, I don't have money. Well, the problem is not that I didn't have money, is I did not have an calculated budget for a year straight before that event. Because if I just put away $100 every single month as a budget, whether I use it or not, probably by month 10, I would have $1,000, and I'll say, well, that was my budget. I didn't use it for a whole year. Now is the right time for me to utilize it. So create a monthly budget that you are non-negotiable about, that you're going to use for your business no matter what, whether it's monthly for ads, whether it's monthly for flyers, whether it's advertisement, marketing, education, coaching, whatever it is that you're going to need. But you have to have a monthly budget. Otherwise, again, you are just swimming in the shadows of everybody else. The circle of business, and some of you are going to relate to this. Some of you are going to be a little bit, shocked. But here's the thing. Some of you don't even know where your business stands. So it starts with an idea. Whether you are part of, again, a network marketing business, or you create your own product, or you create your own services or coaching or book or whatever it is, that was an idea. And I get it all the time. I get people calling me every day. Hey, Ali, I got an idea, but I just don't know how to get it going, right? So it starts with an idea. Now, that idea, and once you utilize those 4 questions, you're going to have an understanding of the process that you need to create around that idea. We call that a startup. You build a business plan, and from the point that you have a business plan, you go to execute. Once you have that business plan and you are now in startup mode, you go into the next phase, which what we call survival mode. Now, survival mode is where most of us are. Survival mode is where it feels like no matter how good you're doing, people are just not responding. Customers are just not coming in. You're just not having, and I'm telling you, you are just one moment away from greatness. So make sure that you stay the distance and you respect the process itself, because sometimes it's one little tweak that you may be getting out of this webinar right about now that can create the magic for you. So after survival mode, and when that one opportunity of momentum, right, you get that one big contract, or one top earner that comes in your business, or whatever that breakthrough moment that you have, then you go into growth. Growth feels good. Growth pays the bills. Growth is where you're sharing your testimonial, speaking on stage, high-fiving everybody, and people are admiring you. That's when the credibility kicks in. But again, the majority of the people stay there. The majority of the people, like myself, see, in two opportunities in my lifetime, I had an opportunity for an exit strategy, and I said, no, I acted as if it will never, ever leave me. It'll last forever. What a shame was it, right? So when you have that growth process, when you hit that pinnacle, start thinking about how can I utilize this opportunity, this time right now, to create a successful exit strategy. Some of you, it may be selling that business for a major, major payout. Some of you, it may be automating that business, making it on an automatic platform that it grows without you, and you focusing and using that credibility on building other platforms, building other products, building your own coaching or your own channel or whatever it is that you're going to be doing. But nonetheless, if you are not thinking about the exit strategy, what must go up must go down. So whatever that growth happens, all could happen. You lose that one team that is rocking it for you to a next shiny object, you just went completely back down. Or the company decide, like it happened to me, to change their discourse and go into a different direction, or compliance, God forbid, happens, or whatever the case may be. So make sure from the very beginning you ask yourself, what is my exit strategy? And like I said, most don't even have a business plan. Do you think that any successful company that's out there right now didn't have a business plan? You have to have it, and they continually renew it every single quarter, every single year, every single decade. That business plan keeps on getting rejuvenated. That's what they operate with. That's their 10 commandments. So make sure that you have your own non-negotiable business plan with what I'm sharing with you right now. They say ingenuity plus a burning desire creates a success story. Ingenuity is the ability to create. Ingenuity is finding something out of nothing. Ingenuity is where you say, no matter what, I'm going to find a way. Now, a burning desire is very self-explanatory, but it only comes from pain, unfortunately. A burning desire only comes from something that you really, really, really lack, and a calling out of life. Here is my ingenuity plus my burning desire. So as I shared with you, I was in the restaurant space. I loved cooking. I hated being there for 90 hours. It literally felt like jail. I woke up, showered, went to work, and went to bed at midnight, tired to wake up and do it again. And I literally worked as crazy as you can imagine. I don't mind working hard, but when you're taking it away from the family, it's just not right. When you're taking it away from what really matters, it's not fair to me, and it's not fair to the family itself. So here's where I get my burning desire. Family. My father, and I love him to death, he's back into my life now, but he left us at the time. So since I was a child, I made a promise to myself that woman that took care of 4 kids as a single mom in a third world country, I will give her back what she desires, what she deserves, whatever I have to do for the rest of my life with my family, with my wife. We're going to make sure that we give back to this woman, because without her, nothing would have happened for us. So we went ahead, and I told my boss when I was working in the restaurant, hey, I will work every single day. I just need to leave early on Friday night, come a little bit late on Saturday morning, because I had leadership trainings, because I had, Saturday trainings, and then all my vacations, 12 days of vacation, all I want is to split them on 3 separate days, every 3 to 4 months for national conventions. And I did that. And I literally had no days off beside those few days for a convention. This wasn't even my suit. If you can't tell, it's huge. I borrowed it, because I said, I have a shirt. I can borrow a tie and a suit, and I will go. I wore the same suit, just changed the shirt and, underclothes, for those 3 days. I ate split with whomever was sitting next to me. I slept on the floor in somebody's hotel room. Did what I had to do. And again, it created the success that I knew that we were going to achieve. So we started the traditional businesses. I included my mother in those traditional businesses. Then I made a decision, and I wish I was much more specific in this decision right here. because what I wrote was $1 million by 7/25/2016. And when I looked back and on that date, we actually did $1 million of gross business in, at the time, it was about 7.5 years worth of business that we were in business. And I'm like, my goodness, next time I have to put net. But nonetheless, it created what you are seeing today, because ingenuity plus a burning desire will allow you one day to start signing autographs around the world and signing your own books and speaking in different platforms and having people come to you and say, coach me, teach me, educate me, write for my magazine. And all of this, again, is not because I have something great that you don't. No, because I made a decision that I'm going to build my brand and I will stand out and I will never have anyone look like me and I will never look like anybody else in the business space. This is why you have to make that decision to become a brand and an attraction machine. Gary Vee says it best. We all want to be wealthy, but only a few of us have an understanding of what business is. Many people, just go to Facebook and search bar write CEO or self-employed. You'll have millions of people that will come out that says self-employed CEO. The reality is, unless you have a brand and unless you have an actual business plan and you're working it as a business, no matter what it is, even if it's a network marketing company, you have to operate you yourself as the business. And that network marketing company is just part of your portfolio. That product is part of your offering, but you have to have a brand that represents you. 80% of businesses close in their first 18 months. And the number one reason you might ask is no market need. And I learned this the hard way. This is why many people, unfortunately, in the product space, they go and tell everybody how great a product is, right? You got to use this, you got to use this, you got to use that. And they don't understand is they're talking to people who identify it as, I don't need that thing. But if you yourself had a brand that represents an idea, a movement, a culture, people are going to be attracted to you first, which gives you the market need because they say, I want to talk to you. There is a need there. And within you, you can say, let me show you what I have in my portfolio. That's what we have done over the last few years. So what is your system? Most people struggle with juggling business and family time. That's the reality. Many people, I'm probably going to learn that the hard way in about 2.5 months as my beautiful wife and I are expecting our very first child. So most struggle with juggling and the business, juggling a business and a family time. So what are you doing about it, right? I mean, don't you wish you could have everything working for you without you being stuck with it? That is why you must outsource. You have to outsource. It is a must. And outsourcing is essentially delegated. And I did a video about it a couple of days on my Facebook Live. But in a nutshell, all this allows you to do anything that is offline, delegate it. See, I can cut my grass, but I let somebody else do it. And the reason for that, not because I'm Mr. Fancy, but because I can use that hour and a half to create an amazing webinar that will make me thousands of dollars instead of me having to cut grass that could cost me $35 for someone else to do it. You know what I mean? So make sure that you are delegating everything that's offline and outsourcing everything that is online. The slides that you're looking at, do you think I created them? No, I didn't. I gave an idea, my thought, my brain, my bullet points to a web designer. He created all this stuff that you're seeing right now. Yes, I could have created a PowerPoint and spent 7 hours making it look pretty. But guess what? I'd rather send it to somebody else and spend 7 hours create a course that could make me tens of thousands of dollars. That is why you have to outsource. You got to value your time and your talents, not think like a customer and say, I can't afford it. All right? 5 keys to successfully operated companies. Customer engagement. You have to have a dialogue. You have to engage. You have to bring people to you to talk to you. And most struggle with that. Differentiation from the rest. What makes you different? Again, as I said from the very beginning, I can guarantee you, I'll Google what you do right now, and I'll find hundreds of people around you in your zip code who are already doing it. And they're probably taking business from you. So what makes you different? The ability to communicate. Is it blogs? Is it newsletters? Is it Facebook Live? What are you using to communicate with the people that you're engaging with? You have to have that available. Founder sabotage prevention. I put in there real quick, get a coach, just a quick fix. But the reality is We all suffer from this. We all make the wrong decisions based on our own insecurities, our own fears, our own wrong thinking. And I'll help you to identify how you can fix that. But on a quick fix, get a coach. Someone who's going to hold you accountable. That's why Michael Jordan, that's why Jeter, that's why, every great one, Brady. I mean, I can go on and on in the sports world or in the business world. They always had someone who mentored them, someone who watched over them, someone who kept them on the right track. Last but not least is creating a profitable business model. Obvious, but I guarantee you're here because of that last one. We all want to have a profitable business model. Now, let's talk about engaging. Don't hide. If you're not doing a Facebook Live where you're showcasing your value, if you're not posting, if you're not blogging, if you're not doing a podcast, if you're not doing something that lets the world know who you are, well, guess what? Why would I even bother talking to you? Who are you marketing to? Are you just going to wait to make a phone call one at a time and tell people about how great your business is without even knowing about why you are excited about it, who you are, what it represents to you, and what you represent in that movement? So you have to make sure that you know who you're marketing to. You must use social media. I cannot stress this enough. We live in a digital world right now. Facebook alone has over 4.5 billion people. Billion with a B. Guess what? It doesn't cost you a dime to be on Facebook. Just make sure that you are utilizing the platforms that are available to you. I mean, why do you think Coca-Cola and Nike and all these companies are using social media? That's a hint. They spend hundreds of thousands of dollars a day on social media now. So utilize it. Here is the formula on you attracting and engaging with people. You got to give value. You got to ask questions, and you got to engage. What I mean with this is, let's say I was doing a Facebook Live right now. I will give you valuable information that I'm doing right now, right, on whatever that topic is. Let's say I want to talk to you about facing your fears. And I'm going to tell you, here's how you overcome it. Here's how you deal with it. That's value, right? And then immediately after that, I will ask questions. Hey, drop a number 1 if you've gone through a situation like this, or give us a thumbs up if you had a situation like this, or have you ever gone through this, or have you ever gone through that? Asking questions forces people by nature, just like you. When somebody asks a question on a Facebook post, you comment on it. People are going to comment because they want to be part of the conversation, because they want to have their opinion heard. So by asking those questions, now you have people who are telling you with their actions, I am part of your community and your culture. I speak the same languages you're speaking to me right now. And on the other hand, every time somebody comments on the recorded version or likes it, your video goes right back on a newsfeed. But that's a different topic. But by asking questions, after you're done with that video, make sure on an inbox messenger, send them a response to their question or their statement or whatever. Or as simple as, hey, I just want to say thank you so much for definitely listening into my video, or thank you for your comment, or hey, I did not know you dealt with fear, or whatever the case may be. And now you have a prospect that is talking and communicating to you in your own space, in your own expertise, where you can say, well, I can help you with that. That's how you bring people to you. But if you're not engaging, you're hiding, no, you're not doing anything on a public platform, why do you think? Do you think people are going to just call you and say, here's my credit card? No, you got to put some work into it. A book that I cannot recommend enough, Jab, 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 Right Hook by Gary Vee. How to tell your story in a noisy social world. You will not find this on an audible.com or an audio version, because 80% of the book is pictures. It is screenshots of every single thing about social media. What do hashtags do? What platform is working for what? How to communicate to people in certain platforms, where you should never have hashtags, where you should never try to just have fun on, like LinkedIn. Some people write the stupidest thing on LinkedIn, and I'm like, you're murdering yourself. That's called founder sabotage. So a book that I cannot recommend enough to check it out for yourself. The second thing is differentiation. Now, again, what makes you different? And take the time, right? You know, when we work with our private clients, we actually send them a questionnaire, a 3 or 4 page questionnaire that they answer specific questions to bring the best out of them. And the funny thing is, most struggle. I mean, it's a piece of paper that you have to answer about yourself. It's like a self-evaluation. And most send me a message saying this is hard. I'm like, dude, just answer the damn question. What makes you different, right? The next thing is, why am I going to bother and listen to you? This is what your prospects are thinking. This is why you are not getting views, or why you will be getting views. So you got to answer yourself this question. Why would anybody bother and listen to me? Next is, what value do you and only you have? Take a minute to reflect on that. Most people say, well, I'm not an expert. Most people say, I don't have credibility. Most people say, I don't know. Shame on you. Let me help you out with that. You know, ask yourself a question. What problems have I overcome in my life? When was the biggest horrible failure that I've ever felt that I had and I bounced back from it? Whatever that answer is, that is valuable, golden, thousands of dollars information. Because guess what? You get in front of a Facebook Live and you say, how to bounce back from a bankruptcy. Do you understand how many people will connect with that? Or how to bounce back from a nasty divorce? How to bounce back from a horrible credit or repossession? Or how to avoid this or how to avoid that? Those are the realest, most valuable information that people are going to come for, because you're talking to people who have real problems and you're bringing them right to you one at a time. The problem is, whenever you get on Facebook Live or you post about something, you know, you put something like, you know, who would like to be a millionaire? You know, like, yeah, that's great and all, but that's like a little kid talking to the masses. And again, no offense, I'm just trying to bring a reality check where masses are going to be like, okay, sure. They're not taking you seriously. You sound like everybody else that is out there. That's why you have to identify yet again, what value do you and only you have? And start with what you've overcome. Start with your own fears. Start with your own insecurities. Start with your own failures. Start with your own struggle. And as you are sharing those testimonials, you're educating people, you're giving value. They're going to appreciate you. They're going to look up to you. They're going to give you the credibility you deserve. Let me give you an example. Global warming. You know, some people don't think it's real. Some people think it's a myth. I personally happen to believe the fact that the world has a phenomenon called global warming, and we have to do something about it. So I told my wife, baby, I want to do our part. Let's get an electric car. And my wife said, okay, let's go look online and see what cars are out there. And then I looked at this car. No offense if anybody has this car. It's just not my cup of tea. Especially when I looked at every other car a couple of years ago when we looked at it. They all looked exactly the same. I did not want to, I'm going to look like Mr. Incredible in this car. You know, all big and bulky. So nonetheless, someone came after the electric car existed for about 7 or 8 years. Someone already saw, they didn't create anything new. They said, yeah, this is a concept that's been around for a long, long time. But he just made a difference. Elon Musk came with this concept of a Tesla and literally made it look like a flying spaceship on wheels. It became sexy. The idea of an electric car became a must-have. And then guess what? You have to, like, I think you got to go on a wait list for like a year or so right now to get a Tesla. It's incredible. Really, really is. So this is an example of someone that came along, a well-established existing industry, profession, product, whatever, and made it different. He or she said, I'm going to create something different, disrupt the actual status quo that's already existing, if you will. Now, number 3, the ability to communicate. So, folks, let me just be clear. Your pitch elements, it cannot be about you. You are the solution. See, the problem is many people, when they say, what do you do? Oh, I am a network marketer, or I am this, or I am a public speaker. I help people. You start with I. Guess what? The subconscious mind registers certain words that trigger a certain emotion that allows that prospect to connect with you or automatically shut down and get on the defensive. And when you started with I, automatically you lost them. You know, yeah, you may recover. They may say, okay, looks interesting. Let me look again. But you've already created a little bit of a breakup in the mental frequency. So what you want to do is be a solution. When somebody says, what do you do? Ask a question. Why are you an entrepreneur? and let them say, yes, well, tell me a little bit about that. Let them tell you. And well, what does success mean to you? And have you encountered it? No, not yet. Why not? Because. Wow. Well, yeah, I might be able to help you with that. How? When do you have 30 minutes? And look how you brought a prospect to you by just giving them the love that they deserve instead of you trying to sell yourself from the very first minute. So do not make it about you. Once people, or if you want to use this, website or a tagline or a business card or whatever, your marketing message has to be effective and clean. And here's a formula for it: verb, adjective, noun twice. This was taught to us by Damon John, the shark from Shark Tank. We went to an event in Connecticut, and he taught this concept of verb, adjective, noun. Helping, struggling, or entrepreneurs becoming successful stories. Something within those lines, right? And obviously, you got to sit down and work on it. But this is the formula that he's given. It worked great for us. We have it on our different websites and different platforms, YouTube pages, or wherever we are, and people seem to connect with it very, very well. So verb, adjective, noun twice is an effective, clean marketing message. You got to use funnels, lead generators, and capture pages, not to sell, but just to attract. There's a difference between attracting people and selling. Sales only happen from an effective communicative process between you personally, even if you automate the system, and whomever you are connecting with. But you got to use funnels to attract the masses. I use funnels to give away stuff all the time. 98% of what I do, folks, is free, as you're realizing right now. 98% of what I do is free. But here is the thing. By using those free giveaways every single day, the free videos every single day, the free whatever I do, those are opportunities for people to say, I connect with this guy. I like what he has to say. I love everything that he's talking about. And then they go ahead and they download a PDF, a video, a concept. Those are potential leads. Those are people that come to us and say, we connect with you. We are part of your culture. And again, guess what happens? It allows me to understand that I have an audience that wants what I have, that I can actually send them an email promoting a webinar specifically to what they like. So again, I have a qualified prospect that needs exactly what we do. That is why you have to use funnels, lead generators, capture pages, and it's not, again, to sell, but to provide, give, and give in a major generous way, because the more you give, the more you're going to get back. Your business card is a paper spam. Let me just put that out there. Many people are so excited about giving their business card to the masses. And, here's what I'm pretty sure you do it as much as I do it myself. You get home and, you put it in a drawer, or you put it on a box, or, you take a picture of it with an app, or you put the phone number and you throw it out. But then nothing happened. Don't give out your business card unless you're setting up an appointment. What I mean is, when somebody is talking to you and says, well, do you have a business card? Ask them a question. Are you asking because you're trying to set up something in the future? And they're going to say, yeah, possibly. Well, what are you doing tomorrow? Go for it. Ask, what are you doing tomorrow? Tomorrow's not good. How about next week, same time? Next week may be good. But let's grab a coffee instead of just exchanging business cards, so let's talk. Yeah, let's do that. Now you have an actual appointment with a qualified prospect. And guess what? Then you take your business card, write down the appointment time and date and location, just like a dentist appointment or a doctor's appointment where they do, and then hand it out and say, here, I'm definitely going to be in there. I locked you in. I'm clearing my calendar. I just canceled an appointment just for you. Please, if anything should change, just call me or text me, but I will see you next week. And now you have a qualified, again, prospect, a qualified person that meets your culture, your demographics, so you're not wasting your time and your resources on the wrong people. Your brand is your promise. Our brand stands for change. Change starts with me. So I have to embody change. I have to work on myself every day. This is why I work out once or twice a day, every single day, like clockwork. This is why I eat healthy. This is why I'm working on my marriage. This is why I showcase to the world that I have a great relationship. It's not perfect. We fight, we argue, we have problems like everybody else. But guess what? I'm working on making it better. Every day is a new day. I am working on showcasing to the world that it doesn't matter how much money you don't have. It doesn't matter how much time you're claiming you don't have. I don't care what's going on. I was homeless 15 years ago, and I'm here building a company in 9 different countries and, signing books. Don't tell me you don't have something to give. So stand by that brand, that promise that represents you, that makes you who you are. All right? Here's some things that we got to work on, because this is where we struggle a lot. That mental fortitude. You see in this webinar and you're like, yeah, but I don't know if I have it. I don't know if it's within me. Well, remember this acronym, TFAR, T-F-A-R. See, thoughts become things. We've heard that before. You watch The Secret, if you had a little bit of an idea of what this represents, thoughts become things. Well, nobody really understands that process. Like, we hear it, it sounds good. Most people think just by closing my eyes and thinking about it, it's essentially going to come to me. Well, let me explain how thoughts become things. So your thoughts, whatever those are, they become feelings. So if you think that you're great, incredible, amazing, you have value, you start feeling it. You're like, oh man, I'm feeling like I'm going to do a video right now, right? You feel good. If I tell you, hey, I'm going to give you a check of $100,000 towards your business, you can use it however you want. That thought, man, that would be so good. It automatically makes you motivated. So thoughts become feelings. Now, those feelings generate actions, because when you feel good, if you wake up in the morning feeling great, man, I'm feeling good today. I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to do a broadcast. I'm going to write a newsletter. I'm going to clean the house. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Feelings generate actions. Then what happens with the actions? The actions create the results, because the more you put actions towards something, the more results that you're going to create, little or big. Now, those results do what? They create more actions, more thoughts rather. You ever think about yourself when you get home and you're like, man, today was a good day. I can't wait till I do it tomorrow. Or, I'm so glad today is over, right? And that's how thoughts become things. The problem is most of us have the wrong thoughts. Yeah, I just don't know if I have it, man. I just don't know if I'm good enough. I don't know what to talk about. I don't know if people want to hear about this. I don't know if people are going to judge me on this. I don't want to look crappy. I don't know if I'm going to have views. Those thoughts create those negative feelings. The negative feelings generate a little bit or lack of actions, because when you don't feel like doing it, guess what? You're hugging a pillow, eating ice cream, and watching TV. You don't even want people to see you. And then the lack of actions create lack of results. Lack of results at the end of the night create more negative thoughts. And guess what? You're caught in the wrong cycle of life. So that's why it's incredibly important for you to keep this in mind. TFAR, TFAR, thoughts become feelings, feelings become actions, actions generate results. So I hope this helped you out a little bit, because it's important for you when it comes to your brand. Your thoughts has to be impeccable. I cannot tell you myself. I ask my wife every single day, please help me keep a positive mindset. Please help me keep my head right. Because if my head is not right, I cannot deliver. I cannot do what I promised my audience to do for them. So make sure that you're keeping your head right. All right. Number 4, founder sabotage. This, I can guarantee you all of us have had something to do with. Check out these next pictures and tell me what they have in common. What do you think about these individuals? Tiger Woods essentially changed the course of golf, the style, what people thought about golf. He probably was predicted to never be beaten, ever. What happens? He sabotaged himself. He did not have the right accountability coach. He did not have somebody who kept him on the right lane. Somebody gave up on him and let him go in his own wrong ways, and he's having a hard time coming back from it. How about the second one? One of the greatest cyclists, we thought at least, right? Guess what? He had the wrong individuals. He sabotaged his own success. He got caught up in the wrong stuff. Michael Vick, when he was drafted, they predicted that he was going to be the Michael Jordan of football. Guess what happens? Again, wrong accountability, wrong process, ended up sabotaging his own success. Cannot come back, no legacy whatsoever there. Mike Tyson, again, by numbers, better than Muhammad Ali. By numbers. And guess what? Sabotage his own career with having the wrong process, not having a business plan, not having an accountability coach that kept him on the right track. This is when you need to have a coach, that accountability partner that has what you have. And whomever that is, make sure you call them today. Connect with them. It doesn't have to be me. I'm just giving you what I was given, what was passed on to me. And again, this will keep you on the right track so you don't make those mistakes. Somebody who's not afraid to tell you straight up, hey, you suck. You got to fix it. Okay. Number 5 is the ability to create a profitable business model with proven revenue. Again, most of you, obviously, this is self-explanatory to you. Most of you, this is what you want. Here's the thing. It must fit your market needs, not the product, but your brand, your message. You know, how many of you know somebody? I mean, think about John and Nadia Melton, right? Most of us know who they are if they don't Google them. You know, they are in network marketing company. They are, you know, in so many different programs that they are participating in. But when you look at their brand, My Lifestyle Academy, it covers every single aspect of whatever it is that you want to do business-wise and in life. It fits market needs, even if you're not passionate about network marketing. This is why you have to create that identity for yourself to be able to have that market need that people are looking for, right? So it must fit the market need. You got to create a process that works with or without you. Something that is an automated process. You know, when we do a video early in the morning, we send it to our web designer, and then immediately it becomes a video on YouTube. It immediately becomes a podcast on SoundCloud. It immediately becomes a blog. It immediately gets spread out everywhere. I don't have to sit and do it all, right? So you got to create a process that works without you. You got to master marketing. Marketing is, again, a language. Marketing is not just a technique or strategies. It is a language, and it changes like clothing lines. It literally changes with the trends. One week is, you know, the most trending hashtag is catch me outside. How about that? The next week is, you know, love or whatever it could be. So you have to master marketing and understand it as a language that is a continual education. And this is why you have to have a process that works without you to keep you on top of your game. What is your exit strategy? And we talked about this from the very, very beginning. If you don't have a business plan, you don't have an exit strategy. You have to create it. So, you know, I'm not telling you here to stop what you're doing. I'm not telling you to quit. All I am telling you is, when do you really get to do what you really love? You know, I was speaking to a gentleman 2 weeks ago, and, you know, he's doing very, very well again, network marketer. And he said to me straight up, he goes like, you know, as much as I love building a team and selling the product that we have, I love motivational speaking. I love to actually go out and speak to the masses, you know, and I feel like I'm limited just by, you know, the fact that I'm only known for my company. And it kind of hit home. I told him straight up, hey, man, this is why you got to build a brand that's about you, not about your product. You're now just stuck with that product, that no one knows you unless you're talking about that product. So when do you really get to do what you love doing? This is why it begins with a business strategy. It is a must. You have to design your path to an automated process that works without you, so the money continues to come in from whatever it is that you're doing on an automated process, and at the same time you're creating more of whatever you want. You know, coaching or motivational speaking or writing a book or promotional videos or whatever it is that you are passionate about. All right? How long will you stall your success? This is something that we all do, right? We know what we're supposed to do. We know what we have to do. We just don't do it because we convince ourselves that we either don't have money, don't have time, or don't have the right people to lead us to the promised land. Folks, I'll be honest with you. You did not become a business owner to end up being a sales rep. Let's be clear about that. You did not become a business owner to end up being a sales rep. Let me explain what I mean by that. You know, I'll take myself as an example. I was in 3 different companies, and I was the greatest sales rep that I can be, and I built this team, and I managed the team, but at the end of the day, I was nothing but a sales rep. I was nothing but a rep ID. You know, I own my own traditional businesses, and I did not learn the back end of the traditional business, and I was nothing but a driver in my own taxi company who's holding a radio thinking that I was managing people. I ended up being nothing but a cashier behind the counter of my own deli. Instead of having a brand that created that message of what a deli stands for, I was just sitting behind the counter and selling products to the people who walked into my deli. So you did not become a business owner to end up just being a sales rep in your own company. It is time to become the CEO that you were meant to be, to have a team that works for you, around you, that create with you. And it all begins with a decision to start. It all begins with a decision. Right now, make a decision. No more will I ever stole my business. Would I ever stole my success? I will brand myself and build that message that people need to hear. So let's get you there. You can have access to all of our tools, content, and connections in the business world. Let me tell you, when I invested 12 grand on my coach the first year, it was because I knew I will have access to all of his mentors. I know it because it was, you think it was just like that I ended up being on the #1 iTunes podcast. No, it was relationships. It was communication, and obviously creating an imagery, creating a message, creating a brand with my coach, to get us to where we are right now. I knew that, by aligning myself with him, I'll automatically align myself with everybody that he has access to. So you have that very same opportunity to do with us as well. Have a strategic partnership to work with you to actually build your brand. So this is what we do, folks. We work with the individual and or the company to build a brand that stands out based on their message, their virtue, their morals, their budget, their goals, their audiences. Because guess what? I could give you something that's here's a business in a box, but at the end of the day, it does not apply to everybody. Different people have different approaches to their businesses. So who are our services for? Very simple. Network marketing professionals, sales professionals, business-to-business experts, hopeful business coaches, public speakers, future authors, internet marketers, traditional business owners, as I showed you already, who we've worked with thus far, major corporations like a $78 million company we worked with, or even startups like a few startup companies that we have worked with. Now, here's what I want to share with you before I move forward. This is the last time you're going to be seeing, by the way, this program, because starting the month of May, so every month we have a different focus. So this whole month of April, we focus on branding and attraction so we can build the foundation. And, we started doing business with 13 individuals and 2 companies, and we're working with them on that. This upcoming month of April is going to be all about building a following, recruiting, and customer acquisition. This is how you really bring it all to life. So this is the last time you're going to see what we're going to share with you here. So I hope you really took advantage and took some notes and whatnot. So how can we work together? Very simple. Brand development strategy that we have, where you can have access to our current business plan and put together a unique roadmap to your brand. This is a $297 value. You can have access to our Empowered Self private group to be part of our success community. This is priceless. A list of all of our scripts, tools, DMOs, conversation starter lists of applications that helps us create our imagery. This is a $197 value. And an email support, this is forever, by the way, for $47 value. All of this, by the way, comes down to $541 of total value. Obviously, we're not selling it for that for this specific webinar because you've given us your time on a Saturday morning. So the brand development strategy session, and this is until tomorrow night, midnight Pacific Standard Time, is only for $97. This is a one session brand development strategy session. You have lifetime access to our email support. You have lifetime access to our Facebook group. And obviously, we get to create that foundation that you want, and we give you all of the list of everything that we have used. This is, again, until Sunday at midnight, tomorrow night at midnight. And after that, it goes up to $247. Now, here's a quick flash gift for you, for those of you who are still on with us. The very first person to enroll with the brand development strategy session, the $97 tonight, will get a 100% refund. What I mean by that is, if 3 of you sign up, like the few who we've had thus far, guess what? You are going to actually get a 100% refund as soon as we finish your session. The reason we're not giving it to you right away, because people don't value free. So I want you to earn it, and then I'll give it right back to you. So, and I'll give you the link for that. I know you're probably saying, like, give me the link already. I'll give it to you in just a second. How can we work together on a second format? So for those of you who may already have a brand established, we do what we call a 6 weeks private coaching. And this includes the initial brand development strategy session for $541 value. It'll also give you 6 weekly 30-minute Zoom call or FaceTime or Messenger or call or whatever works best for you for communication for updates and adjustments to your brand's process. So we're going to be working together essentially for 6 weeks straight to create from A to Z and relaunch or launch, your brand itself. Those sessions are $197 each, so it comes down to $1,182 of value. 6 weeks of unlimited Voxer. Voxer is a walkie-talkie application. It is free for you, you get 6 weeks. You can hit us up at any time, and we'll answer you obviously accordingly. That's a $497 value. 6 weeks social media review. So we make every social media platform of yours our favorite. So anytime someone comments, likes, or whenever you post something, we will critique it in a positive manner. Obviously, we will adjust. We will help you. We'll give you all the hashtags that work. We'll tell you what to do, when to do it, and so on and so forth. Help you with your insights, and that's a $497 value. So this 6 weeks private coaching comes down to a $2,717 value. Obviously, we love you, so we are putting it out for this webinar offer only. Again, this is until Sunday, tomorrow night at midnight Pacific Standard Time, for only $1,200. But here's the thing: I'm even willing to work with individuals and make it a 3 installment payments. So you can actually just take care of the first 400 before tomorrow night at midnight Pacific Standard Time. I don't know why it says Wednesday in there. And then obviously the following do every other 2 weeks until we completely complete your brand itself. So we can do that in 3 different installments as well. So we're working with you. Now we have the third option, and this is for those of you who have already an established brand, who have already a message, who are more, this kind of falls into the traditional business side, or if you already have a profitable business, but it's not where you want it to be. So this is for corporate consultant package, and this includes the 6 weeks private coaching. This will give you 6 weekly 60 minutes instead of 30-minute Zoom sessions, calls, adjustments for brand updates and whatnot. And also, it's 6 weeks of unlimited Voxer, text, email, anything really, even phone calls. $547 value on that. And then 6 weeks social media review and creative assistance. So the other ones, we're just reviewing you. This one will actually create content, create imagery for you, send it to you based on your culture, on your feedback, and then help you out with the, hey, here's how we do what we do, and give you a complete coaching session. So you can literally automate your process, and from your phone, you can look like a superstar. That's a $497 value. Plus, we will feature you in the ME show and promote you across our email lists and social media platforms. Some of you, I think 2 individuals have been, who are on this call right now, have been on the ME show. It is a boost of your brand. Some of you have gotten customers out of our own audience that we helped you out of love. So you already know what this can do. And again, we submit it as an email to all of our email lists and social media platforms. This is a $497 value. It comes down altogether for the 6 weeks corporate consultant. It's a $6,640 value, but we are offering it just at $2,400. And again, it can be paid on 3 installments, $800 by tomorrow at midnight Pacific Standard Time, and then every 2 weeks, $800 and $800. And whatever works for you, we can do that. Now, remember, it is okay if you are not ready to invest in yourself. Just remember why you came into this webinar. So some people may not be ready, and that's fine. I don't want you to feel down on yourself. Like, it's okay if you're not ready to invest in yourself and kind of build that brand. But remember, you came here for these things. You came here to learn how to brand yourself. You came here to learn how to increase sales, how to automate and outsource, how to create the right strategic partnership, how to market online and offline, how to create a differentiation and have a successful exit strategy. And that's what we are here for. We're providing, even at $97, to have that first consultation and get you everything that we have access to and provide it to you and put you on our email list, support system, and also in our group. That is priceless if you ask me. That's really just cost for us, right? And then the 6 weeks or whatever works better for you. This is what you're going to get out of this. Not only that, no matter what you decide, just make it an educated business decision. Ask yourself those questions. If I don't do this, what am I going to do with my business? If I don't do this, what's going to happen for the growth of my business? If I don't do this, I mean, now you've been exposed to all the greatness that, we've been able to create for ourselves. What are you going to do with it, right? So to choose the pad that works best for you, and remember, for the $97, the first one who gets to that one specifically, you'll get a 100% refund after we finish your session itself. Here we go. You go to workwithali.com/path. That is workwithali.com/path. Choose the pad that works best for you. Again, this is the last time that you're going to see this offer. We're probably not going to go back to it until another 8 months, if not a year, because of everything that we have planned already. And it's going to be a sequence where every single month you're going to learn. And again, 98% of what we do is complimentary, so you're going to be able to see it. But I give the recipe out to everybody. The truth of the matter is you want to have the chef sit right next to you and cook it with you. And that's where Ali comes in, right? No pun intended on the chef point. So this is the information we have for you on becoming an attraction machine. And remember that change starts with me, and we will do everything in our power to showcase it and make sure that it's not just a sellable product, but it's actually a movement. And we believe in you and what you stand for. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and stop the sharing screen, and I'm going to go to that comment box and see if anybody has any questions for us. So let's go ahead and check it out. Chat box. Hey, Jason. Hey. Okay. Any questions anybody may have about any process that I just shared with you thus far? And please feel free to take the time, and I usually give it like 2 to 5 minutes, unless I get slandered and crazy with everybody's questions. So please feel free to write the questions that you may have at this time. And I know there's a little bit of a delay, usually about 40 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and take a sip of water. Check it out. This is called Brandon. Ready? All right. Let's see any questions that anybody may have. Pretty awesome. We got 11 people on here. And I'm sorry for those of you who are watching on YouTube, because this is broadcasting live on YouTube. It's enlisted, so you won't really watch it publicly. So I know you can't ask the questions right now, but I'll go to the comments after. I was a little late. Sorry. Do you teach using LinkedIn to attract customers? Yeah, 100%. So we use LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Insta Stories. We use it all. So yeah, 100%. We do that. Great information, very valuable. I think I read. I know you got errors in there, but yes, Donald, we absolutely do that. So the best path for that, because LinkedIn or any social media platform, it is not just a one post and then the magic happens. It's consistency. So the 6 weeks program will probably be the better option for someone who wants to tap into the social media, because not only you have that first branding session for you, where you get to establish yourself, where you get to have everything in place as far as creating, the message, the culture, the problem that you're solving, and you're able to communicate that very, very clearly, with a blog, with newsletter or whatnot. Eventually, you want to get into videos. I know that's an area that not everybody's comfortable with, but we work with you for 6 weeks like clockwork on creating that content, and you get to tap into our, we actually have a whole course on LinkedIn too. So, but great question, my friend. Any other questions? Who did you outsource all creations of your logo? So really, I have a gentleman that works for us. So for all of our private coaching clients, one of the things that we do, we give you access to our web designer, and we allow the web designer on our pocket to help you create whatever it is that you want. So, yeah, you will buy your domain, you will buy your host, but, we pay for the creation time that he kind of goes into. And that's included. That's, usually $500 to $1,000 if you want just a basic thing. So, we cover that. Great question yet again, my friend. You bet. Just go to workwithali.com/path, or if we need to have a separate conversation afterward to help you make an educated decision, let us know. But remember, again, and I know you and I, Don, kind of talked about what, where you want to go with your own business as far as your own journey of what you're creating. Not sure where your business plan and the culture and the budgets and all that stuff. So we want to work with you creating all that, and we'll go from there. Are you able to use one system for all social media sites, or do you need multiple systems? It really all depends. So, it's catch-22. Yes, you can. I mean, Instagram alone, like you can just select Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, whatever other platforms all at one shot, and you post it everywhere. But the problem with that is because they are different companies, one does not promote the other one. I'll give you an example. Let's say I post on Instagram and I click to post it also on Twitter. Twitter will only show it as like a weird link, a hyphenated link. Like it won't even show the picture. It won't show the message. Like I have to click on it so it'll take me back to Instagram to see the picture. So I recommend to everybody to, to have, unless you're going to hire somebody, a social media expert, which they are available, pennies to the dollars you can make. And, every single platform has a different language. Twitter and Instagram, pretty much they speak the same language, but one won't show the other one. Same thing like Facebook. If I post a Twitter ad or a Periscope and I share it into Facebook, Facebook by default will put it on my newsfeed, but they won't show it again and again and again. They won't allow their algorithm because Facebook does not want you to take their people away from Facebook. They want you to stay there, keep them there. So it's much more productive. Like some of you, I see you put a YouTube video on Facebook. That's great. But what happens, or the challenge that comes with it, is because when you click on it, it'll take you out of Facebook. Facebook will only show it once. If you take the original video itself and post it on Facebook as an actual video, they'll show it again and again and again. The best place that you can find, and we work with you on all this, Upwork.com, which is a place where you can find contractors. You post an ad, and then by posting that ad of what you're looking for exactly word for word, you're going to have people applying for that job, and then you get to interview them. You get to ask them for references. You get to see their work, and then you'll find somebody who could do what you're doing. And here in the States, they're expensive. Sometimes it's like $30, $40, $50 an hour. But Philippines, India, it's like, $10 an hour, $8 an hour. Sometimes most it'll be like $15 to $20 an hour, which is worth it if you are building a successful business. Great question, Mr. F to F. Any other questions anyone may have? Great questions, by the way. Any other ones? Yeah, but the whole idea about this is for you to start attracting people. The problem is the majority of us, we are soliciting, looking for people. But what this is doing, what we teach, is you flip it, where you become an attraction machine. And we'll work with you on creating that for yourself as well. So we'll give it another minute. If we don't have any other questions, we can definitely wrap it up. And remember, you're going to receive a recorded version of this in your email immediately. Probably within like 15 minutes or so. So you get to go back and, see those the slides again and kind of get the value that you want out of it. But great, great, great questions. Let's see if there's any other ones. Give it 30 more seconds. Can you go international with this system? It helped us grow in 9 different countries. So, remember, Facebook is all over the world. Twitter is all over the world. Instagram is all over the world. So it gives you that opportunity, to utilize attraction to bring people to you. If you give them, if you understand your culture, you'll know the demographics that you're going to be communicating to. If you have the problem that you're solving clear and the vision is communicated well, people are going to come to you. People are going to be part of that vision. Martin Luther King didn't have a plan. He had a dream. He laid out a vision, and people bought into that vision. That's why they followed him. That's why they, marched with him. So you just, again, allow us to work with you on those basics and watch the magic happen for you. You push the clock again another minute. We give it another minute. If we go 1 minute without any questions, we can wrap it up. Yes, John, I am looking at my phone. You got it, Jason. My pleasure, my friend. Let's definitely touch base, because, again, whatever you decide on, any feedback is very productive to us because it allows us to know which direction to go next. So whether you're ready to invest in yourself and build a brand or not, we are here to still give you a little bit of advice, help you out, work with you, and kind of just guide you on a final, hey, listen, you might not be ready for us, but here's what we would recommend to do. So in a month or 2 months, you will be ready for us. I just, again, I highly, highly recommend to make an educated decision because you will not see this offer come across for a very, very long time, and I doubt it'll be the same. All right. Well, it looks like we kind of came into that time. We kept it within 1 hour and 15 minutes, just as we promised. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your Saturday. And Kamo, I don't know if you're still on, but happy birthday to your little one. And for everybody else, I look forward to connecting with you individually, and we will go from there. Thanks again for your time. And make sure you visit us at workwithali.com for more information. And the link to take advantage of what we shared with you tonight is workwithali.com/path. We will talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.